To start off NFL Week 14, we had the New England Patriots playing the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Patriots started off this week with a win over the Steelers 21-18, snapping a 5-game losing streak. Bailey Zappi threw 3 touchdowns, 1 pick, and 240 yards. Ezekiel Elliott had 22 carries for 68 yards and a receiving touchdown. Steelers backup Mitch Trubisky and their offense were 3 of 14 on third down and couldn't get anything going on offense to give their team a chance to win. Now they have lost 2 games to 2 10-loss teams in a row, and their playoff chances are getting smaller. I don't see the Steelers making it far in the postseason, even if they can make it in. To start off the Sunday games, the Houston Texans will be at the New York Jets. The Texans have played 8 straight games that have been decided by 7 points or fewer. They'll be facing a tough pass defense in the Jets and are now without star rookie receiver Tank Dell, who is on IR. For the Jets, quarterback Zach Wilson is now back at the starting quarterback position. Wilson is a better option than Tim Boyle, but the Jets have an NFL worst negative .26 expected points per dropback. The Texans can increase their playoff chances to 79% if they win this game, and if they lose, they will fall to 52%. The Texans defense has also stepped up as of late and will take advantage of the poor Jets offense. The Texans will win this one on the road 20-17. The Los Angeles Rams will be at the Baltimore Ravens. The Rams have won 3 straight games following their Week 10 bye. They have averaged 30 points per game, and on defense, led by Aaron Donald, they have allowed only 16.3 points in that span. But now they will be on the road against one of the best teams in the NFL. Baltimore ranks top 10 in scoring and have the number 1 scoring defense in the league. They're fighting for the top seed in the AFC and are 6-0 against teams that are 500 or worse. Baltimore will win this one at home 26-16. The Carolina Panthers will be at the New Orleans Saints. The Saints are now 3rd place in the NFC South and have lost 3 in a row. Quarterback Derek Carr and Taysom Hill are both on the injury report this week, so we might get a Jameis Winston sighting. The Panthers are 1-11 and are the obvious pick to lose here, but they will put up a good fight. The Saints defense ranks 30th in sacks and 24th against the run. The Saints need to win to make the playoffs, and they will get it done at home, snapping their losing streak. Only winning by 3, the Saints will win 19-16. The Indianapolis Colts will be at the Cincinnati Bengals. The battle of the 2 backup quarterbacks with Bengals Jake Browning and Colts quarterback Gardner Minshew. Browning won the AFC Offensive Player of the Week award last week and has not shied away from his opportunity. Browning completed 86.5% of his passes in their win against Jacksonville and threw for 354 yards and a touchdown. Minshew, on the other hand, has been unreliable this season and is 5-3 as their starter. He is tied for the 3rd most turnover-worthy plays this season with 21. I am hopping on the Browning bandwagon and think he can get it done again. The Bengals win 21-20, giving them some hope for the playoffs. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers will be at the Atlanta Falcons. The race for the 1st place in the NFC South. 3 teams are separated by 1 game in that division. The 6-6 Falcons have a 51.3% chance to take it. The Bucs, 5-7, have a 25.4% chance to take it, and the Saints, who are also 5-7, have a 23.3% chance of taking the NFC South. Baker Mayfield is 1-11 on the road against teams that ranked top 10 in both scoring and total defense. The Falcons running back Bijan Robinson is seeking his 5th game with 100 scrimmage yards this season. While the Falcons offense has left a lot to be desired this season, their defense will get the job done. The Falcons will win at home 18-17. The Jacksonville Jaguars will be at the Cleveland Browns. Both quarterbacks Trevor Lawrence and Joe Flacco are questionable to start this game. The Browns defense has suffered recently, giving up 32.5 points per game and nearly 350 yards per game in their last 2 games. Jacksonville has a short week and are banged up and have another road game. The Browns are 8-1 in their past 10 games following a loss. They will win this one at home 17-13. The Detroit Lions will be at the Chicago Bears. The Lions are 9-3, and they almost lost this last matchup against the Bears 3 weeks ago. Chicago's defense forced 4 turnovers in that last game between these 2 teams. Since week 9, their defense ranks 5th or better in yards per game, yards per play, and takeaways and opponent's time of possession. Justin Fields has had 1 passing touchdown and no rushing touchdowns in the last 3 games he played, and the Bears are playing for a draft pick here that's important to keep in mind. The Lions will get their first 10-win season since 2014 and will beat the Chicago Bears. Detroit wins 25-21. The Seattle Seahawks will be at the San Francisco 49ers. This is the second meeting between these two teams in 18 days. The 49ers are on a 4-game winning streak and are coming off a dominant win on the road against the Philadelphia Eagles. The Seahawks have lost 3 straight games, and their defense ranks 31st in points allowed and 28th in total yards per game allowed and rush yards per game allowed. The 49ers look like they did at the beginning of the season, which is the most complete team in the NFL. Give me the Niners at home winning 34-20 over the Seahawks. The Minnesota Vikings will be at the Las Vegas Raiders. The Vikings came down to reality last game after they lost at home to the Bears 12-10. Quarterback Josh Dobbs had 4 interceptions, but star receiver Justin Jefferson will return and should boost their offense significantly. They are also coming off a bye and have had time to create a plan to beat the Raiders. The Raiders are 5-7 and competitive under interim head coach Antonio Pierce. Quarterback Aiden O'Connell is coming off a good game against the Chiefs, where he threw for 248 yards and a touchdown. Running back Josh Jacobs, their bell cow back, had 20 carries for 110 yards and a touchdown. They will give Minnesota everything but come up short as the Vikings are playing for the playoffs. Minnesota wins on the road 20-18. The Denver Broncos will be at the LA Chargers. The Chargers are coming off a great 2-game defensive stretch where they held the Ravens to 20 points and the Patriots to 0 points. But outside of those 2 games, the Chargers are not good against the drop back pass game and have allowed 300-yard passing games to 5 different quarterbacks this season. Russell Wilson did throw 3 interceptions last week, but has had a touchdown pass in 16 straight games. If the Broncos win, they stay in the playoff mix with 27% chance of making it. Since week 3, they have lost just 3 games by an average of 8.7 points. Denver will win this one 24-21. The Buffalo Bills will be at the Kansas City Chiefs. Both of these teams come into this game with 10 combined losses. Bills quarterback Josh Allen has outplayed Kansas City quarterback Patrick Mahomes in their matchups at Arrowhead Stadium with 6 touchdowns and 0 interceptions, while Mahomes has had 4 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. The Bills are 6-6, while the Chiefs are 8-4, and the Bills have to win this game as it would give them a 33% chance of making the playoffs. They have scored 30-plus points in their past 2 games, but they've also allowed 24 or more points in their last 4 games. They need to outscore the Chiefs in this one, and I don't think that they will. They don't have the playoff caliber team this year and will lose 27-24 to the Chiefs on the road. The Philadelphia Eagles will be at the Dallas Cowboys, a huge matchup in the NFC with first place in the NFC East on the line. The Eagles are coming off an embarrassing loss to the 49ers at home, and their defense was exposed. The defensive unit has given up 400-plus yards in 4 of its past 5 outings. Dallas is scorching hot on offense as they are averaging a league-best 32.3 points per game. Quarterback Dak Prescott is emerging as a top MVP candidate, and the Cowboys have been excellent at home this season. They will take advantage of that Eagles defense and will win at home 28-26. The Green Bay Packers will be at the New York Giants. This is the first of 2 Monday Night Football games. The Giants are on a 2-game win streak after beating the Commanders and the Patriots. But more impressively, Jordan Love has turned around his play this season. Over the past 3 weeks, he has thrown 8 touchdowns and no interceptions while going 3-0, beating the Lions and the Chiefs during that span. Their pass defense has been good as well, ranking 10th, and the Giants are 0-4 in primetime this season, having been outscored 108-24 in those games. Giants quarterback Tommy DeVito has 7 passing touchdowns and 3 picks this season. Green Bay can move to 76% chance to make the playoffs with the win, and I think that they will beat the Giants. The Packers will win this one 24-14. And the last game of Week 14 is the Tennessee Titans at the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins are on a 3-game winning streak, and they are 5-0 this season at Hard Rock Stadium. The Titans are 0-7 on the road this year. If the playoffs started today, the Dolphins would be the number 1 seed in the AFC. Miami has been excellent against bad teams this year. here, and I don't see it stopping here. They need to win as they head into a tough closing stretch for the rest of their season. Miami will win this game 38-16 at home. And that does it for week 14 of NFL game picks. A lot at stake for some of these teams here as the playoffs are coming up, and we will see a better picture of how the playoffs will look, especially as they head into week 15. So make sure you tune in for my NFL week 15 game picks.